Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. Sports with Brian Camp. So settle in with coffee in hand and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Well, here we are, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Thank God for every Friday. And thank God that you are here. Hi, everybody. And welcome to another edition of the Coffee Hour. We're here for a whole full hour, as we are every Friday. Every Friday morning at this time, we get together. And we get together along with a little coffee, donuts, and whatever you want to have for breakfast to get things going, to get you revved up, to get the body working. It's all right here, and we've got conversation coming for you along in this whole hour. And you can be part of it. And just in case you're a very first time viewer, let me tell you all about the show. Just want to take time and for the benefit of you people who've been around with us for such a long time. We're always grateful to have you aboard with us. But for all of you newcomers, here's how the show operates. We get it started as the host, of course. I get things going, get things rolling, get things started, and making sure that the show is on track. And while I'm doing all of that and doing all the preliminaries, we want you to, at any time you like, get involved in the show, and you can get involved with the conversation. All you have to do is use your fingers on a keyboard, on your computer, on your cell phone, and even on your iPad and your tablets, or whatever device that you use that has a computer screen or a typing board where you can type your name, your address, or whatever you want to type out. I will see you right there on the big screen. And once I see that, I will entertain you. I will answer your questions or whatever you have. And even if you just want to say hi, that's all right with us too. That's how we operate. And we're going to do this for a whole full hour. And we want you to know, if you're a first-time viewer of the program, you don't have one, not two, but you have 3 platforms you can watch us on. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And we're here and anywhere around the world. I don't care where you go. We're global. We can be there in Africa and Asia. We can be there in another city in the United States, anywhere. As long as you have good Wi-Fi and, of course, a good hotspot wherever you are, you can pick us up, and we're right there for you. And we want to ask you to tell all your friends about us. Let us know and let them know that we're out here for them, and they could be part of the action just as well. Which leads me to remind you that if you take the time right now watching us on Facebook, please take the time right now to tag some of your friends, if not all of them. The ones that don't know anything about the show, tag them and bring them along with us, because if they like what they see, they like what they hear, of course, naturally, they're going to come back again and again. You've tried it, right? And so if you can do that, that would be great. Now, for all of you who are watching us on Instagram, well, you don't have to do anything. Just keep telling and keep letting the word percolate wherever you are, and let them know that we're out here. Now, for all of you people who are watching us on YouTube, as I always do, I always encourage you to go onto our YouTube channel. If you're there right now, take the time right now to subscribe. If you haven't done it yet, this is a good time to do it. How do you do that? Well, take your mouse, drag it over to where it says subscribe, point the arrow there and click it on, and that's it. That's all it takes. There's no membership fees, no dues, no nothing. All you have to do is just come in each week and be part of the action just like everyone else. So with all of that in mind, we want to let you know also that right throughout the show, as we interact with you, and we're going to be doing that right throughout the show, keep in mind that we have our regular routine that we do. For instance, we've got sports coming up. Brian Camp will be along with us with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. We link up with him each week, and that's within this half hour of the program. You'll get a chance to see him, and he'll be on screen. You'll watch him right there, except for you guys who are watching us on Instagram. You won't ever get a chance to see him because we don't have that luxury as of yet. You never know what's going to come down the road, but as of yet, we won't be able to put him on camera, but you'll still be able to hear him, and you'll still be able to ask questions in sports-related terms, if you have any at all. While he's on the air live, you can ask him anything you like about sports. He'll have the answers for you. If he doesn't have the answers, of course, naturally, he'll get the answers for you. But you could ask and you can do it right here live. All that's coming up here. And of course, later on in the program, before this all over, as I always do, I have all of those classic movies that I like to relay to you each week. All of them, my picks of the week. And they're movies that, just in case, when the weekend comes along, and that's coming along very, very shortly, it'll be upon us before you know it. When you get off of work at 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon, it's all yours. And you can figure out then what you want to do. Now, if one of the things that you like to do on the weekends is watch movies or catch up on them, well, I have a few movies, again, that I want to relay to you, and I'll do that. And that's something I do each week. So all of that is coming up. And it's you and I against the world. Now, a lot of you may be in the same time zone I'm in. That means you may be at work. And even if you're on the West Coast, you still may be at work. And some of you may be on your coffee break right now. If that's the case, well, what we want you to do is take your coffee break and take it at your desk and watch the show at the same time. And when it's all over, what do you get? 15, 20 minutes? All right. And then you can go back to work right there. You don't have to make a move or anything. And you're right there, and you can still watch the show and, of course, work at the same time. That's something I like to say or call multitasking. So I know you have the talent to do that. And so in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, just let's keep things rolling. Remember that all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, The Coffee Hour, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinions of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Zoom, or any other social media outlet or broadcast facility. So that being said, we're underway, and let's get underway, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, we do what we always do. We lift our cups and our glasses, which may contain your coffee or your cocoa or your tea or whatever it is, along with that bagel or that donut that you may have. Let's lift it up, ladies and gentlemen, because what would the coffee hour be without a little coffee? So excuse me while I shoot up. That's delicious. I'm going to put that to the side and have a little more a little later on. But it doesn't have to be coffee. You could have a little orange juice or any particular beverage that revs you up in the morning in your coffee cup, of course. You know, we could also have that together, and and that's what we do. So we want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being along with us. And in case, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to indulge in conversation and you want to speak to us, because a lot of people do. And since you're at your job right now, or around the breakfast table, or around wherever you are right now, and you're watching us, feel free, as I said, to join in. Now, the conversation would be great if you join us, but if you do join us, please, if you would, and I say this on a regular basis when I come on the air with this, you don't have to do it because it's not mandatory to do it, but give us your weather forecast wherever you are around the world and across the country, and let us compare notes on what we've got. And then we'll see and I can relay that to everyone that's in the room right now. But for those of you who live in New York or even in the vicinity of New York City, don't worry about that. I will take care of that. So I want to say good morning to Mary Reed, who's out there once again. Bright good morning and sunshine to everyone who's watching. Okay, and thank you, Mary, for being along with us, always with us. Thank you. We couldn't do the show without you. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, we have all of those things coming along, and so stay with us, and let's keep things rolling. And as we keep things rolling, we want to let you know that we are in the midst of Irish American Heritage Month. That's what we're celebrating this month right now, all month long. If you're an Irishman, even if you're not, you celebrate it anyway, that's good. And keep in mind too that this March, which of course is this March, this is the 8th day of March, but on the 17th of March is St. Patrick's Day. Now, that doesn't sound like a good celebration day on a Sunday. So St. Patrick's Day always falls on the 17th of March. So I am assuming, and I think I'm probably right out when I say this, is that they're going to be doing all the celebrating the day before on the eve, which will be the 16th, which will be on a Saturday. And so we've got that St. Patrick's Day, shamrocks and good Irish whiskey and green beer or whatever it is that you like, and your favorite food such as cabbage and corned beef or corned beef and cabbage, however, whatever comes first, right? All of that to celebrate the Irish American Heritage Month. So happy Irish my laddies, thank you for being with us. Also, we're celebrating Women's History Month. There's another celebration right there. And we always make it a point to talk about our women and women who made a lot of great achievements over the years and made a difference in the world and their communities. We talk about that. And if you have anything to say about that, maybe you know someone or some great woman that's out there that has done so many great things, and you want to uplift her and we can talk about her right here on the air, please feel free. But we celebrate that right throughout the whole month, Women's History Month. And there are a lot of great things that women are doing. It's no longer the 1950s. And we want to keep, by the way, we want to keep Women's History Month in effect and keep the freedom and the power of the woman alive. That's what we want to do, right? Because they are human. They are people, and this is their month to celebrate it all, Women's History Month. Also, if you live in Oregon, do you live in Oregon? Anyone from Oregon? Well, I don't know if you know this. You should. I don't know, but it's National Oregon Day. If you live in the state of Oregon, it's National Oregon Day. What's happening in Oregon, anywhere in Oregon? Maybe there are parades, maybe there are celebrations, weather's getting warmer, maybe there are outdoor activities that you can indulge in. But nevertheless, however you're going to spend it, this is the day, National Oregon Day. Okay? And I would assume that Oregon wants us to celebrate with them because it says National Oregon Day. Oregon Day is in the nation. It is part of one of the states in the United States. And of course, they want us to celebrate with them. So we're going to be celebrating all of these great things, a lot to celebrate. You got Irish American Heritage Month. You got Women's History Month, and we got National Oregon Day. So many things to do. I want to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to remind you before the show is over as well, to set your clocks, right? Move them up 1 hour. I'm going to take an hour away from you. That means you're going to lose an hour of sleep because we're going on to daylight savings time. That's the first day, daylight savings time, and that happens on this weekend, Sunday at 2 a.m. Move the clocks forward. Lose that hour, but you know, something that's life. That's how it's done. Now, those of you who inclined to set your clocks forward even before that time starts, you know, like I do it Saturday afternoon, you know, so I don't have to worry about it. This way you can get a chance to go to bed an hour earlier. So when you wake up the next day, you won't feel a thing, you know, because you didn't lose anything because you went to bed an hour earlier. I think that's a good remedy. You know, try that and see what happens. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again. And in case you're just joining us once again, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And we're here together once again. And of course, we thank you for being along with us. I want to take time to let you know that, again, Brian Camp will be out here. We'll be waiting for him. We're just about ready to talk to him. We'll be waiting for him. And he has the latest developments in today's world of sports. A lot of things to talk about. And again, if there's something in particular that you want to talk about, by all means, please feel free, because we're open to all of subjects and ideas. And how you can do that, as I said, just take your keyboard and type it along. And of course, you know, let us know what you want to talk about. And of course, we'll be so much obliged to answer your questions and get it together, right? Okay. Thank you so much for being along. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, as I always say, to stay healthy on the healthy side, remember that the vaccines for the COVID-19, the updated version is available to all. And so all you have to do is go to your pharmacist, your local pharmacist, maybe across the street or around the corner, go there and inquire about it. And while you're there, they may allow you to make an appointment right there on the spot, or even maybe take the vaccine on the spot. And if they have, if you can't do that, then of course you could always go online. They have a website for you. They'll provide you with that. You can go online and make your appointment there. And plus, when you make that appointment, please keep that appointment. It's very important. And I think it's important to all of us. It's important to all of us that we keep healthy, stay on the healthy side of everything. And so go there, make the appointment live, or if you can't do that, go online right away in the comforts of your own home. It's right there in the comforts of your own home, and make that appointment, because it's very important. And so many people have not taken these shots yet at all. So maybe if you want to decide to get on the bandwagon at this particular point, after all of that time saying, no, I'm not taking any shots because they have chips in it and you'll be controlled. Don't listen to that rhetoric. It's safe. I mean, I'm still here. And for those of you who have taken that shot, you're still here and you're still in good health. Please do that. But if you want to be on the realistic part of it all, just go there and keep that appointment, make that appointment, keep that appointment. And at the same time, watch your diet and work out, do something, keep healthy. That's what it's all about. Okay, here we are. It's Friday again. What? Right? Friday, Saturday. Fridays, I don't know. They always come so fast. The cycle of the week, they always move pretty quick. Because I remember when I was younger, time used to move so slow, and we always say, let's move. I can't wait till the weekend. We used to always say, when I was a kid in junior high school and high school, I said, I can't wait for the weekend to come around. And I could no longer say that because the weekend comes before you know it. When I close my eyes tonight to go to bed and wake up in the next morning, another weekend is here. That's how fast it goes. And I really wish it really doesn't go that fast, because when time goes that quick, it makes me that much older. But I think what it is, people who are at a certain age, they get older, time moves quicker and they want it to slow down. But the younger people, they want it to speed up. I don't know. Maybe it's psychological. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to be here for that same hour. And ladies and gentlemen, again, excuse me while I shoot up. All right. Now, listen, again, if you're going to indulge in conversation, I really appreciate that. If you give us that little chance right there to let us know, about your weather forecast. I just want to hear about that. That's very good. All of you people from around the world, across the country, we get people from Texas and people from on the West Coast in Vegas and Los Angeles. There's a few people out there right now I know that are watching out of Los Angeles, out of California. And I was just talking to someone this morning talking about California. My favorite part, there in LA, in the LA County, over there in the LA County, my favorite part over there is Santa Monica, California. You know why? Because the beach is over there. You're going out and then you're going out to Las Vegas for the weekend. If you live in California, you may want to float out to Las Vegas for the weekend and do a little gambling. Don't lose all your money in one place. If you're going to go out there and lose money purposely, don't lose it in one place. Fish around, especially you guys who like to play the slot machines, right? Try to find those slots that you think that may pay off. Some of them do, some of them don't, but Vegas, we already know, if you know anything about Vegas, you're not gonna go out there and get rich. Absolutely not. You may get lucky, have a lucky streak once in a while, but you're not gonna go out there and get rich, because they're gonna make sure of that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for being with us, and thank you, Mary, TGIF. It's payday for Mary. Okay, all right, that's good for you. And so with that in mind, of course, you'll be able to spend your money. Don't spend that money in Vegas. She's not in Vegas anyway. I think she's in Brooklyn. I think you once lived in Vegas, Mary. I think she once lived in Vegas. So she knows what it's all about. A lot of you people who have been there, visit there, maybe even live there. People, I know some people who are probably out there now living there, out there thinking, okay, I live in Vegas, but I never go to the casinos. I don't go on the strip, which is true. A lot of people don't. But I know recently, the last time I've been out there was like 9 years ago, and I know a lot of the locals started drifting on the strip. They start hanging out with the people, with the tourists on the strip. I know that. Yeah, yeah, that's right. And all of those casinos, and you got the slot machines and all of that. I don't know. One thing I do know, ladies and gentlemen, that sports is up right now. Yeah. And we do this each week. We do this each week. We link up with Brian Camp because he's coming out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And for the purpose of delivering the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update, there's a lot to talk about. First off, is March Madness. What do you think about that? March Madness, right?
Greatest time of the year on the sports calendar.
And
It's exciting and it's going to be fun.
And you love March Madness.
I love March Madness. Yes, it's great. You can see the college atmosphere, college sports, college basketball, men's and women. It's going to be really fun on both sides of the ball. Before, years ago, it was only the men's side that was really important. The women's side wasn't getting all the publicity, but now the women is just as good, just as good as the men. The only difference is that the men has more teams that's invited. Is 64, actually 68 teams that's invited, and when they have to do the play, and then it really rounds it off to 64. But yeah, it's great. The championships are like a day apart from the women's and the men's, so it's just a great time of the year with plenty of excitement. Can't go wrong.
Yeah. And it's something. I'm pretty sure lots of years past too, but this particular year is a banner year for women. I mean, they do a lot of great things, and it just so happens that we're celebrating Women's History Month this whole month.
Caitlin Clark who sets the NCAA record for points for men's and women. Mary, I'm pretty sure. Good morning to you, Mary. I'm pretty sure that you should be happy with that. Women are now taking their place now in sports like they ought to, because men's and women's sports do count, and it is exciting. Sports is sports, and I find myself going and on the TV just before I plan my evening to see what's going on. I look at both now. I look at women's and men's. I wish I had one of those TVs, one of those rooms where you have 8 TVs on your wall, and you could just decide or control. You pick the one that you can hear the volume, and it's great. Just love it, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Yes.
You got Taylor Swift Mania, and by Beyonce. I don't know if you know about that. This is her banner year. Yeah, she's recording her first country album.
Wow. Well, she's very talented. She started out gospel world.
Yeah.
And R&B, and now the country western. Hey, listen, kudos to her.
It's not released yet, but I had a chance to hear some of, in my line of business, I get a chance to find out or preview a lot of this stuff before it's released. But some of that stuff that she played, that she sung on that country album sounds great.
Very good. See, I like.
She's out of.
It's out of where?
She's out of Texas, so she's a.
Yeah, I love music when you have the crossovers of rap and when Run DMC teamed up with Aerosmith.
Oh yeah.
Walk This Way, that was I love crossovers in music. I love crossovers in television. It's just a great thing. It brings, and Taylor Swift, I don't know why people are so hard on her. She's brought ratings to the NFL.
Yeah.
She increased the ratings. She's bringing more women into the NFL. But, haters will be haters. So I tell haters, Get a job. Get a life.
I found a interesting thing. And I'll let you get to your sports. I know you got to do that. But this early during the week, I saw a documentary on Taylor Swift. Streaming. I was going on the stream. I saw a documentary of Taylor Swift. I think it's called Taylor Swift Superstar. And I like to study, as you already know, I like to study artists and find out their background and their history, because I love, talking about them. But she had an interesting beginning of her. She started writing at 13 years old.
Wow.
She started writing. And control, because everything that she sings now is her own composition. She didn't want to, she could have got into show business earlier than she did, but she didn't want to go that route of singing other people's music. So she set herself back a little bit by just hanging in there and waiting her turn, and it paid off for her.
Wow. And with Britney Spears, I mean, is she on that level with Beyonce and Taylor Swift?
I think Britney Spears could have been, but she had a good run for a while until she got caught up in her scandals.
Yeah.
And I think people got tired of that. She's not starving. She's generating money. I think she's still working, but there's not a Britney Spears mania anymore. It's all about Taylor Swift and Beyonce now.
Wow. I might be going to a Janet Jackson concert here in Charlotte. I know Usher's supposed to be coming to Charlotte too, so I want to pay attention to that. Coming here. I think one is in September and the other one is coming in the summertime. So hey, we don't artists to come here like that, like in the big cities, So
Usher knows the big city because he lives in Vegas, or he lives on the.
He has a resident. Yeah. Wow. Well, you all out there who's listening, globally, nationally, and locally, it is 57 degrees here in the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina, where it's cloudy. It's going to go up to a high of 61 degrees today, and we're going to have some decent weather, maybe for the weekend. I know it's supposed to rain later on tonight, early tomorrow morning, but it's long. I mean, that's going to be in the middle of the night. I don't think I'll be going anywhere. But but the weather is going to be mild. This is the time of year where the weather is mild. So, the NBA. Let's start with the NBA. 16-time, former Major League. We're going to start with baseball. I beg your pardon. Former Major League player Steve Garvey, who used to play for the Los Angeles Dodgers, and the San Diego Padres, is now advancing to a November election to fill the U.S. Senate seat held for 3 decades by the late Dianne Feinstein. It's a rare opportunity for the GOP to compete in a marquee statewide race in a Democratic stronghold. So this is going to get very interesting coming up. As you know, this is a presidential election. Steve Garvey is a 10-time All-Star who played for the LA Dodgers, and like I said, for the Padres, will face the Democratic Representative Adam Schiff. Let me make that clear, Schiff. So I don't want to say the wrong way. They may sound different, but it's Adam Schiff. So he will go against him coming up soon. I don't know, many of you all saw the President of the United States last night spoke. Mixed reviews on both sides, of course. It was the president, I'm not going to stay on this too long, but came out shooting, came out firing and everything. So it's that time of the year, but we're going to keep it in sports. Sports, to me, overtakes politics because sports brings people together, and we leave all the outside politics or BS away. So that's what we're going to do. 16-time Nathan's hot dog eating contest champion Joey Chestnut has been ranked #1 by Major League Eating and organizations that oversees professional competitive eating events around the world. Now, since 2022, he's been doing it since 2022. on this past Tuesday, he was at an NBA game between the Celtics and the Cavaliers at halftime, and what he did was he was involved of a pyrogy, I think that's how you pronounce it, eating contest during halftime. What is a pyrogy? G, or whatever you want to call it? It's dough mixed with unleavened bread. So it's a lot of dough, a lot of starch. You know, it's like eating biscuits or pizza dough or whatever, pizza. And he downed 39 of them in 2 minutes, defeating the combined score of 22 of 3 other contestants. Wow. Now, Chestnut won the world's eating championship in 2014, the same contest, when he downed 165 in 8 minutes. 165 of these things in 8 minutes. That's a lot. Now, I did say from last night I will be able to give you the total of how many hot dogs he has eating in the contest alone. Not in his lifetime, but in this Nathan hot dog contest, which is every 4th of July at Coney Island in Brooklyn, New York. He has eaten 1,152 hot dogs and buns.
Ooh.
I'm going to say that again. 1,152 buns and hot dogs. How he does it, I don't know. He doesn't seem like he gained any weight, but health-wise, I'm pretty sure that's not too healthy at all. And this is what he's been doing. So I just hope that he just be okay. But that's a lot of food there.
Well, if he's smart, he's consulting his doctors on a regular basis. If he's smart,
I hope so. Yeah, but this is not the only thing he eats all year round. Though he's in these contests all year round, different contests. So you know, hot dogs is the number one thing, of course. And he won this event 16 out of 17 years. 16. You know, and now they call him the greatest athlete of all time. No, he's not an athlete. You don't eat hot dogs and become an athlete. No way in the world. That's crazy. But it is what it is. March 8th, today, on this day in sport, Babe Ruth signs a 2-year deal with the New York Yankees for $160,000. The GM predicts no one ever be paid this more. Of course, he was wrong, because these players are making millions and millions of dollars. 1941, Hugh Mulch of the Phillies is the first player drafted into World War II. 1966, Casey Stengel, a Major League player, manager, and coach, is elected into Baseball Hall of Fame in a surprise ceremony. And in 1971, fight of the century, Madison Square Garden, Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali. Joe Frazier ends Muhammad Ali's 31 streak fight at Madison Square Garden with a decision. That was a 15-round decision. That was Muhammad Ali's return back from the ring after he was suspended because of not going. I'm not gonna say he dodged the draft. He did not want to fight in the Vietnam War for social justice and everything. I remember this fight. I was a kid. I was 9 years old. In those days, you either watch it on closed circuit television, or you listening to on radio, and it was play by play, or you hear it. And Joe Frazier won. I think it was a unanimous decision or a split decision, but Joe Frazier won, and Muhammad Ali won the rematch in 1974, and then again in 1975 in the Philippines. So these two epic boxers was just the greatest. They brought the best out of each other, but I remember that fight so well. A lot of celebrities were there: Frank Sinatra, Walt Frazier, Diana Ross, Joe Namath was there. It was didn't see the fight again, but by reading up on it and watching the clips, there's a lot of celebrities. And Frank Sinatra even brought his camera to take pictures of that historical fight. Birthdays: 1939, Jim Bouton, Major League Baseball pitcher, New York Yankees, and author of the book Ball 4 and broadcaster was born in Newark, New Jersey, 1942. Dick Allan, known as Richie Allen, Major League Baseball infielder, was born in 1942 and was a 1972 MVP. Was born in Wampum, Pennsylvania, 1953. Jim Rice, Major League left fielder and Hall of Famer for the Boston Red Sox, was born in Anderson, South Carolina. Happy birthday to, in 1960, Buck Williams was born, NBA forward, was born in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. And in 1965, happy birthday to NBA guard and TNT analysis, Kenny Anderson. Kenny the Jet Anderson was born in Queens, New York. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports on a busy week in sports.
Jim Bouton's Ball 4. Did you know when he wrote that book, he got a lot of flack from the Yankees on that one. he spilled his guts in that book.
Yeah.
Oh, Jim Bouton. Well, I used to love to go to. I never met Jim Bouton. I spoke to him on a phone one time, but I never met him. But I used to love back in the 60s when I was a kid, go out and see the Yankees when he was pitching. They called him the Bulldog. He was known as the Bulldog.
Bulldog, right? Yeah.
And at that time, back in those days, he was one of the ace pitchers. Him and Al Downing were the two ace pitchers of the Yankees back then, the starters. And
right.
Bulldog. And yeah, but he got a lot of flack from that book. Honestly, Brian, I never read the book. I will, but I want to find out what he spilled, how he spilled his guts. I only heard about it, so I'm going to be honest about it. I didn't read the book.
That book is years.
Yeah, I know. I just never got a hold of it. Have you ever read it?
I never read it. No, I never read it. But he did get a lot of flack from it.
Yeah. But I want to see for myself what it was that the Yankees didn't like what he said. Because they said he spilled his guts.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So it's good. I'd like to say hello. Shout out to my good friend Wayne Darren Charles from Munich, Germany. I believe he's still here in the States. He's supposed to be going back on Sunday. He's on. He popped in saying hello. Just want to wave to him and say hi to him as well.
Yeah, he's an actor in Germany now.
Yeah, he's an actor, big time actor. He does everything. He's a cook. Yeah. He's a DJ. Believe it or not, he's a DJ. He's an actor. He's he gets these reoccurring roles and everything. Yeah. Where he comes back from the dead, but he's very talented young man. Gotta say. Yeah. I say young because I'm only a year older than him, but we're still young. So I shout out to him. Yeah,
and you guys are like little brothers for me back then. Oh, hey Brian. So what's happening this weekend? I know you said you had 70-degree weather.
Yes.
Right? And now what is it like again? Is it still up there? Because we didn't get.
Going to be 61 degrees. So this weekend, do a little studying, and I'm gonna do a little Bible studying, and I'm gonna cook some tonight. I'm gonna cook some hot wings in the air fryer, and Saturday I'm gonna cook some more sliders and some hamburger sliders, and Sunday, what I'm gonna cook Sunday, I forgot. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have a seafood pasta salad.
How's the smoker doing? I know you had a problem with it one time.
About that because as soon as I get off the phone, I got to call up the state of Oklahoma to really get into their rear end because their parts are still not here. They send me a new unit, but they forget to send the screws. So I'm about to really blow my top because I want to cook a lamb for Easter, Resurrection Sunday to some, and they're just messing with me. So I'm a little pissed off with this right now.
So they forgot to send the screws. So in other words, they screwed up. Brian, we will catch you back here next week. Thank you for the sports, and I hope the screws come in sooner than you think.
If not, tighten up some nuts and bolts over there.
Okay. Don't go nuts, though. Oh man, we're getting crazy. Catch you back in next week, Brian. Have a good one.
You
That's Brian. Ladies and gentlemen, playing words off each other. The latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update, and of course, he's here each week, bringing us. That's how we do things. That's how we do things. Anyway, we're glad to have him aboard with us, doing sports, and he's here each week. And of course, he's always doing sports on Talkback Live on Thursday nights too, which I'll tell you more about that before the show is over. In case you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And we are here together, and we're having coffee and having conversation, and saying hello to everyone who comes in. We want to say hello to you guys, and thank you for being along with us. If you like to indulge in conversation, please give us your weather forecast, and because I want to compare the notes. I want to compare what I have to what you have, and as a matter of fact, those of you who are living in the vicinity of New York City, somewhere in there, please don't worry about it, because I'm going to take care of all the local stuff for you, the local weather forecast. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do that right now and let you know what we got coming along. Now, it's slightly a repeat from last weekend that we have. Not quite the same, but slightly a repeat of what we had. But I think this weekend is a little better than what we had last weekend. It's 47 degrees outside right now, and the sun refused to go into the clouds as of yet. And I hope it stays out for as long as it can. But in the meantime, this is what we have. We have sun and clouds mixed today. We'll have a high around 55 degrees. Winds will be east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. We have overcast skies tonight, low 41 degrees. Winds will be southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for Saturday, that's my favorite day of the week, but it doesn't look that good weather-wise. Cloudy with rain developing. Later in the day, we'll have a high of 46 degrees. Winds will be southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. The chance of rain is up there to 80%. And it doesn't even look any better for Saturday night. If you're going out, take the rain gear, whatever you need to do to stay dry. Rain likely, low 44 degrees. Southeast winds will be shifting to southwest winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Chance of rain, 100% rainfall, possibly over 1 inch. Locally, heavy rainfall will be developing. But the good news is that the following day, you're off to church or wherever you're going to do for your Sunday. Well, it's mostly cloudy skies, no rain in the forecast. We'll have a high 51 degrees. Winds will be west at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And we're going to repeat that current temperature. What we have once again is 47 degrees outdoors, and that's our weather, and that's how it's going to be for the weekend. And I hope your weather is good. Just let us know. You chime in conversation, give us your weather forecast, and we'll read it off, or people will see it anyway that are in there, and that'll be great. Okay, voiceover artist, voiceover actor, Mark Dodson, best known for his roles in Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, and Gremlins, died last Saturday, from a massive heart attack in Evansville, Indiana. Mark's career spanned more than 4 decades as a radio performer, voice actor, producer, and fan favorite of convention attendees across the world. He was 64 years old. Jim Beard, a longtime member of the musical group Steely Dan, has died. The pianist-composer died last Saturday in a New York City hospital due to complications caused by a sudden illness. He was surrounded by loved ones at the time of his death. He was 63 years old. Cameron Diaz and Keanu Reeves may be reuniting on a big screen soon. Apple Original Films announced Tuesday that Diaz is in the final negotiations to her co-star with Reeves, and of course with Jonah Hill, in a dark comedy called Outcome, which Hill is slated to direct. Outcome would mark Reeves and Diaz' second film together after co-starring in 1996 Feeling, Minnesota. Country pop powerhouse Shania Twain, who sang her way to stardom with anthems of female empowerment, is being honored with a Barbie doll made in her likeness to celebrate the iconic Mattel doll 65th anniversary Saturday. Twain is part of the star-studded global or the Globe role model lineup, including Viola Davis, Kylie Minogue, and Helen Mirren. A St. Louis TV station has issued an apology after an anchor used an updated and offensive term on the air. On February 26, KMOV anchor Corey Stock was setting up a story about Black homeowners and appraisals. And when he referred to the homeowners as colored, J.D. Sosnoff, general manager of the CBS affiliate, said in a statement that the phrase was originally written as homeowners of color before it was inadvertently changed and mistakenly read on the air. Okay, in entertainment, birthdays we have today. Actor Freddie Prinze Jr. is 48 years old today, and singer Little Peggy March, I Will Follow Him. That's the same. Little Peggy March is 48 years old today. Is she 48 years old? No, she's 76. Freddie Prinze is 48. 76 years old. I missed my cue right there. Okay, and songwriter Carol Bayer Sager, one of the big songwriters of today in our repertoire, 77 years old today. Mickey Dolenz of the Monkees, the drummer, and he played circus boy back in the 50s. He's 79 years old today. The late actress Lynn Redgrave would have been 81 years old. Actress Susan Clark is 81 years old. Music conductor Dick Haymes is 97 years old today. And the following, no longer with us, actress Sid Charisse would have been 102. Actor Allan Hale Jr., who played on Gilligan's Island and back in the 50s, Casey Jones, he would have been 103. Actress Claire Trevor would have been 114. And actress Louise Beaver would have been 122 years old. So that's what's happening in entertainment this week. And happy birthday to all of you who may be celebrating a birthday. If you're celebrating a birthday, happy birthday to you. And if you have one coming up soon and you like us to say happy birthday to you personally, you can do it yourself by contacting us. And I'll give you my email address and our telephone number, how you can do that. Email address first is frankallanprod@aol.com. Allan is spelled A-L-L-A-N, Prod is P-R-O-D. Very important issue to recognize that spelling of Allan is A-L-L-A-N and Prod is P-R-O-D. Prod is short for productions. That's frankallanprod@aol.com. That's frankallanprod@aol.com. Telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. You can get in touch with us by letting us know your birthday or any other reason. You can just get in touch with us just to say hi, and that's it. You're not wasting my time. Love to hear from you. Or if you want to talk about the show or make any comments about the show, critique the show, or maybe you have ideas about the show, we're always ears. I got a lot of ears, right? They were like this when I was a kid. They're back in now. My head grew into my ears. Anyway, you can contact us anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Those lines are never closed. We may be asleep, but they're always open, and you can leave a message by calling us anytime you want, email us anytime you want. And of course, we will acknowledge you, acknowledge me. We will acknowledge you, of course, absolutely. And so just keep them all coming in and let us know how you feel about the show. You know, you like us, you don't like us. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next year we'll do better. I don't know. We like to hear from you either way. All right. As long as you're diplomatic about it, we would love to hear from you. And it helps us grow when you let us know how you feel or what you like or what you don't like. Okay. It helps us grow. So let me give you that email address again. Email address is frankallanprod@aol.com. That's Frank Allen Prod at AOL.com. The telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. Earlier, Brian mentioned something about the Joe Biden, and he didn't linger on it. Maybe he knew I was going to talk about it, and I am going to talk about it. Did you see the annual State of the Union address last night? Now, we were on the air from 8 to 9 last night doing Talkback Live, local time, our local time, which was on the Eastern Standard Time Zone. And right after the show, somewhere, and he was a little late even then coming on. I went after I got off the air, I went into the green room and turned on the TV to watch the whole entire address. And that's the annual State of the Union address, And I got to tell you something. The old man, as you guys put it, the old man came out. I mean, he came out swinging. He was full of fire. I mean, I was not only really interested in what he was talking about, but I was entertained at the same time. He came out, he didn't bite his tongue on anything. He came out, and the good thing about it was refreshing to watch it. And the reason why it was so refreshing for me to watch it, because he was talking about issues. He was talking about the country. He was talking about his plan to make things right with the country and the people of the country, and including all Americans, Republicans and Democrats, which is the way it's supposed to be. All of us are Americans. I don't care what party you're, Democrat, Republican, Independents, Green, or whatever it is. We're all Americans at the end of the day. When the lights go out, it gets dark and the lights go out, we're all Americans. And he has plans for Americans. And he called out his predecessors. He called out the people in the Justice Department. And they were just like little boys and girls. They had their heads nodded. And why did they have their heads nodded? Because there was nothing to say. There was nothing more to say. And he came out, he didn't bite his tongue. And everybody was wondering in the beginning, before it all happened, what is he going to be talking about? And if you watch some of the news programs that were coming out, they were even saying, what do you expect that he's going to say? How do you expect, or what do you expect him to say or do to approach everything when he does this speech? And I'm pretty sure a lot of people saying, oh, the old man, he's going to stumble, he's going to fall, and he's going to do this, he's going to do that. It was clean. Now, he may have slurred a couple of words like we all do. We all slur our words. We all do it. Some of us just do it constantly because of old age, But, he got through that 2 hours, nearly 2 hours. And he got through it all. He called out what he had to call out, and it was just great. And of course, he was prepared. You could see he was prepared, especially when it came to the hecklers. The hecklers were out there in full force, and we knew they were going to be there because you had people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who, by the way, made a total damn fool out of herself. You saw her? I have never seen anyone look like a street girl that comes in there with one of those red MAGA hats on. What was that all about? Well, we know what she was trying to prove. I don't know. It didn't work. And they didn't expand on it too much, but she made a damn fool out of herself, And of course, she was one of the ones that wanted to heckle him, and he didn't pay attention to it, and just to respond to the stupidity. That's all he did, and he just moved on. And he did a little ad-libbing, which came out pretty nice. Some people are good at ad-libbing, and it was just something to see. And if you didn't see it, maybe you could check out a rerun, and I'm pretty sure you can find it on YouTube, the rerun of the annual State of the Union address by Joe Biden. And I got to tell you, a lot of the Democratic Congress members and everyone in the Democratic Party were like really feeling good about it. And I was excited about it when I heard what I heard. Now, normally I don't watch the news on the weekends. I just don't. It's so depressing. I might dabble into it a little bit because I feel hopeful now, and I don't. Sometimes you don't want to hear all of the rhetoric, the unmeaningly, the unprovoking, and all of these things that just kind of like says, oh, something, I'm tired of hearing about it. It's just too crazy. I'm just exhausted. I don't want to hear about it anymore. But with this State of the Union address that happened last night, it was great. And then, of course, towards the end of it, at the end of it, of course, you have to have a Republican response for it, which is one of the things that they do. And of course, they picked, I don't know why they picked her, but the representative from Alabama, Katie Britt, came on, and she did her little broadcast from her kitchen. Oh, I thank you. I want to invite you to my home. We want to do this, and Joe Biden doesn't get it. And have you been listening to what he said? I'm so disappointed. Do you think that you were better off a year ago than you were before? I don't know. I think that was a damn good speech. And so congratulations, Mr. President. And of course, they were out there. There was one Baptist preacher out there, at the end of the whole thing, as he was coming down there, I'll shake the hands of all of the people, the delegates, and everybody else that were out there. And there was a Baptist preacher right next to him. You could hear the audio. There was a hot mic, and you could hear him say, "You're a Baptist preacher tonight." But I really enjoyed that. And Senator Schumer, is Governor Schumer, yeah. Senator Schumer was really up in arms today. He says, "I really feel good. I'm charged up." They were all charged up. So congratulations, Mr. President. And because I am looking forward to a great presidential election, using my vote wisely, and you should do the same thing too. I have all of these movies that I want to tell you about right quick before we go off the air. If you want to go and watch some of the old movies, to catch up on movies, well, I have a few to add to your bucket list of what to watch, and I do have these. Let's start off with Mr. Rogers. Mr. Roberts from 1955, starring Henry Fonda, Jack Lemmon, and James Cagney. That's on Turner Classic Movies. You can check that out Friday at 5:45 p.m. And if you're into the Friday mode, that's tonight at 5:45 p.m. Eastern. The Apartment with Jack Lemmon and Shirley MacLaine and Fred McMurray, Turner Classic Movie. That's Saturday at 12:15 a.m. Eastern. If you don't get a chance to watch it in real time, please, DVR them and watch them at your convenience later on. Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, 1958, with Elizabeth Taylor, Paul Newman, and Burl Ives. That's on Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday, and that's at 12 p.m. Eastern. Bonnie and Clyde, 1967, Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway, Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. And Gone with the Wind, a long movie from 1939, Clark Gable and Vivian Leigh, Turner Classic Movies, Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern. And if you go on Turner Classic Movies, you go there and go and search through the program guide. There may be other movies that I didn't mention only because these are my picks of the week. You may like them, and you may want to watch them in real time, or even watch them at your latest convenience. Also, while you're there on demand, there are a lot of great free movies you can watch. There are movies on demand, of course. And those movies on demand, they could be movies that are in the theater right now, that of course you have to pay a little more, and you can watch them in the comforts of your own home. And then there are the movies that were once in the theater not too long ago, just out of the theater, but still there, right there on demand, and you can watch them too. You pay a little less for those. And then of course you have like sporting events, children's program, all kinds of Lifetime movies if you like those, and you can watch them on demand. So let me go right through that once again. Mr. Roberts, Henry Fonda, Jack Lemmon, and James Cagney, Turner Classic Movie is Friday at 4:45 p.m. And let's see, there's the Apartment with Jack Lemmon, Shirley MacLaine, Fred McMurray, Turner Classic Movie Saturday at 12:15 a.m. Eastern. Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, 1958, Elizabeth Taylor, Paul Newman, Burl Ives, a Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Bonnie and Clyde, Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway, 10 Turner Classic Movies, Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. And of course, Gone with the Wind, Clark Gable and Vivian Leigh, Turner Classic Movies, Sunday at 4 p.m. I hope you enjoy these movies, and I think you'll like them. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, my weekend is totally underway. Don't forget, this weekend, set your clock forward 1 hour because we're going into daylight savings time. I want to thank all of you for watching us. Be back here next week. Brian Camp will be with me for more of the coffee hour with sports. If not, check us out also on Turner on Talkback Live every Thursday, and that's every Thursday from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern, and we'll talk and Brian with sports and the whole 9 yards. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a very happy weekend and a great day, and I'll see you guys back here next week. Take care of yourself. I love you. Bye-bye.
You've been watching The Coffee Hour with your host Frank Allen. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on The Coffee Hour.